ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody else who has tuned in to part 2 of our 2-part extravaganza here on the Irish Wrestling Podcast. 2! I was waiting for that to come out of you, Foxy. 2! So with that, we are not going to waste 1 second. We are careering straight in with the RCW debut in a brand new venue of the Pav in the centre of Cork City. Now, my memories of the Pav are very different to what I seen there last weekend. Definitely. It was and when I seen the dance floor, I thought, oh, Jesus, remember the good old days in the Pav. But I tell you one thing, this was very, very different to other RCW shows that we have seen and how it was presented. Myself and himself were in attendance, as was Martin from the 5 Marks. Martin, tell us, very, very different type of venue.
Yes.
My own personal opinion, I thought it's just brought the presentation of the show on leaps and bounds. It really, really has. It just added an element of something that was not so much maybe missing all the time from RCW. I think it was just subject to a lack of suitable venues. But this was like being in the Olympia with sweat, tights and belts everywhere. Do you know what I mean? It was just unbelievable. And a bar right smack in the centre of it. I mean, that's all really we want, isn't it? But it was a very, very different type of venue. I believe in a positive way. What do you think, Martin?
I really, really liked it. I've never been to the Pav before until being in RCW, but like I got a photo of it sent to me beforehand, and like it's like we've seen what the Keenan was like and stuff like that. And for what it was, the Keenan was great, but I felt like the Pav with the lighting and everything made it feel more like a wrestling show.
Elevated it, didn't it?
Yeah, it really helped like put up the value of the products, in my opinion. Like, the fact the lads have so much to work with as well. You've got the lower tier where you can do some stuff. You've got the first standing tier, and at the very top there's so much room for them to work with. Is just brilliant. I loved it. I loved it as a whole. As for the way it looks, the way it feels, the way that the guys can work around with it and stuff like that. And if it's well for the fans, I feel like it's great. Maybe if you have the standing one, you're maybe pushing. Let me see, that's kind of the one kind of like was like a negative to it. But other than that, it was absolutely perfect. And I feel like we like kicked off the show massively with the Rebel X Division Championship with Fabio, Martin Steers, Matt Skyler, and Deano. I thought that was a perfect way to kick off the show.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. And how over is Fabio in Cork?
In Cork, yeah.
Which surprising. Very surprised at that. Fabio's been in Cork a load of times. I can't remember him ever being a face properly. Like normally is, he's normally himself and Steers and playing the heels. They're normally heels in Cork.
But they loved him. They lapped him up. I don't think I've ever heard such a pop for Fabio and Cork. They just lapped him up like a cat in milk. It was fabulous to see the right person won.
Yeah, well, they were telling 2 stories in the match, because at the last RCW show, if anybody hadn't seen it, Deano turned heel on Matt Skyler. He took him out after a segment. I thought it was after match or after segment. So
it was after the segment.
Yeah. So that story was playing inside this match, and halfway through the match, both of them disappeared, so it left Fabio and Martin Steers on their own to finish the match off, which they smashed it. Then
they know each other so well.
They had a good 5 minutes to close the match off, so Fabio got the win, which is.
It seemed like it was going to go Matt Skyler's way. Obviously, with what happened, emotions got the best of him. Him and Deano taking it like the fight to the back, and then Fabio picking up the win, becoming the inaugural Rebel X champion, and I did not know this until he told me, his first win in Cork. He never won in Cork before. I was like, what? He goes, that's the first win, Rebel X champion. So I'm excited to see where the Rebel X division goes now.
It's his first title since the Irish Junior Heavyweight title, right?
Yeah. And I think he's gonna just absolutely smash this the Rebel X champion. He's gonna smash it.
Yeah. Love that.
If she had have asked me to pick someone who would represent that division and that style of wrestling, it would probably have been a toss up between Fabio and Martin.
Yeah.
That would have been the first two names that would have come to my head.
100%.
So to see the two boys getting their props in the match, and again, I didn't see the match, I only saw clips of the match, and to see one of them win it, the right people. Yep. And I said last week when it was announced that I'm excited to see what happens with this division. There's a lot of potential with it if it's done right, and I think that they're after getting off on the right foot.
Yeah.
Hopefully it continues to go that way. Like Fabio as a champion in that division can do a hell of a lot.
Absolutely. And not to spoil the main event of RCW, but it was announced that Robbie X will be facing Fabio in the next RCW show for the X division title.
As of
Robbie
right
X,
now,
Robbie X for the X division. Oh, it's a bit too coincidental there, isn't it? Could be a short reign for Fabio.
Yeah.
As of right now, I think it's I got told, I can't remember who the fourth person is, so Billy, don't kill me. It's Fabio, Robbie X, Reardon O'Connor, and I can't remember who the other person is, but yeah, that's going to be a fun match. And Billy, as soon as we get the Ultimate X match in, I'll be like well off delighted.
That's the thing about the Pav, though. There's no real rafters in it. It's all like, decorative artwork arches, so there's no real.
That's his problem to figure out.
That's his fucking problem. Build a fucking scaffold, Billy. Build a fucking scaffold.
Give me the Rebel X division or Ultimate X match. Give it to me, Billy. Let it happen. But it was. I felt like it was a great way. I felt like the crowd really came alive after that. Especially Fabio really came alive after that. Like he was giddy as hell. But the next match then, Anita Vaughan took on Dani Luna, who this was her Irish wrestling debut, was it?
Yeah.
I think she's been over before, yeah. She's only young as well, though, isn't she?
Yeah. Pretty young, yeah.
Impressive.
Very impressive.
Was she repping Subculture, or was she kind of...
Yeah.
Okay.
She was repping Subculture. I'll let you guys talk about this because I don't know how I feel about this match.
This was this is a standard saviors match, if you ask me. For in Cork, it's a standard saviors match where Anita's getting her ass beat and Andy Steele is making his presence felt.
Do you know? I think sometimes because there's now as I said, Dani Luna was super impressive in this match. Like she's fluid. She was really, really good and so entertaining to watch. I believed everything she sold me. But the only thing is, I think sometimes for me with Anita, the lines get a little bit blurred because I see how she progresses in other promotions, and then I sometimes feel that when it's presented with obviously the shenanigans with Andy Steele, sometimes it's a little bit too silly, and I feel like for me, when I'm watching all different promotions, I feel like I have to kind of take a step back to where Anita was, if that makes sense, compared to where she is now. Do you know? Which I can understand because obviously, RCW is still building their brand, and we're now getting into a run of bigger shows, so hopefully she'll be able to evolve that bit quicker through RCW, and people will be able to see. I mean, even the transformation Anita has gone through physically, and her strength has gone through the roof. Like she's a powerful bitch now. Like she really is. Absolute tank, and it's so great to see because I love seeing strong women represented, and she is representing. So I just hope that we maybe, and it's not to follow in the footsteps of any other promotions, but I would just like her to be a little bit more standalone because she can do it. She's far from Anita from Montanati. She's come a long way from that now to Anita, the fucking beast, So I'd like to see a little bit more of that. But it was entertaining, solid match, shenanigans aside. But
let me ask you, Liz, sorry, just on that. Do you think that the Saviors running shenanigans, fucking winning dirty, do you think it's run its course? Do you think it's gone stale?
I do, 100%. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And that's been as honest as the day is bright.
Yeah.
I think they're all strong standalone characters. Now, you can still be under the umbrella of the Saviors, but all be standalone characters. I mean, now there's obviously no comparison. Well, there is, I suppose, like when you think of the Draw, they are all very standalone characters as well, and very, very strong individually. And the way that their assisted run-ins were necessary or done doesn't take away from the person in the ring, if that makes sense. Right, and I just feel sometimes it does. And again, look, I think that's just me. I think it's me blurring the lines a little bit. When you just see how far somebody has come, I kind of see, then I see a step back.
No, I get you. I think like I 100% get what you're saying. If Anita had won that match herself and gotten those kind of props, it would just stood to her a bit more than having that run in that we've seen 100 times before. Absolutely, 100% get what you're saying there.
Yeah, no, I think you nailed on the head there, because like this was the first time for me kind of properly seeing like all the Saviors kind of like in one like promotion. Like I've seen Anita, and Hard Knocks and OTT and stuff like that, and on it, like it wasn't a bad match, but it's probably one of the lesser matches I've seen her put on. Like of all the matches I've seen her do, it wasn't a terrible match. It wasn't like a great match. It was Anita Vaughan and Dani Luna. I feel like, because I thought that was going to be such a good match. I had like kind of high expectations knowing the two people going into it, that at the end I was like, is that it? Okay. All right. But look, it could go anywhere from here. I've no doubts we'll see Dani Luna back. And, after what we saw, maybe there might be some reinforcements, so only time will tell with that. But the next match after that, now this one I was rightly impressed with. This was the dream match I didn't know I needed until it was announced. Tucker versus Steve effing Savage. This was just two heavyweights going at it and just saying, yeah, let's just throw each other to the fucking to the moon and back. Some shock at the end. Not what I was expecting to see at all. Myla Grace maybe, got in the ear of Tucker or something like that. But I felt the crowd were so alive in that match, especially for chanting for Steve Savage, and just for the new fans of RCW. It's Savage, Steve effing Savage. It's not Steve effing Savage. Maybe just. It was so confusing. One side saying one thing, the other side saying the other. It's like, lads, keep up with G.
In fairness, to touch on that crowd, like similar to the Hard Knocks crowd, like there was a lot of fans in attendance who you could tell weren't wrestling fans.
Yeah.
Because there were people sitting behind us, and I think there was a lad talking to some girl behind us, and he was trying to tell her, explain to her what was going on throughout the matches. I was kind of distracted by what they were talking about. The show, I was like, what's he telling her now? So there was a lot of fans in there who,
come and sit down while I tell you the tale of what is wrestling.
Well, I swear.
Yes, I know that looked fucking questionable. Yes,
we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Right,
it's gone.
Do you ever see that meme on Facebook? And you would is there, and she's bored off her face. Like,
yes, yes.
You man is in her ear going,
whispering in the ear. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Didn't Anna J do it on AEW as well?
Yeah.
Anna J and fucking who was it?
Remember when Mankind came in, and then he came out, and then Dude Love came out. She's just there going. That's what was going on behind us. And lads, Zoom just because of my noise, right? The Zoom just asked us if we're playing music.
Fuck's sake.
Only dogs can hear you now.
Oh Jesus.
I feel like it's a common thing here though, because like I had it so many times at like freaking like WWE house shows where like a fellow would bring this girl. I remember at one of the house shows in like 2019. It was like this guy also had no idea what wrestling. He was there telling everyone like, oh yeah, there was once this great wrestler called Ric Flair. He's dead now. I was like, yeah, look, he's old and like he's probably gonna like die in the ring, but like he's not dead.
I think you just had that killing lids with that one, man.
You nearly soaked the fucking laptop and screwed us all.
But Jerry, what do you think of Steve and Tucker?
That's the sound that Steve Savage made when Myla Grace kicked him in the balls.
Oh my God! All you dogs could hear him then.
Oh man!
Yeah, that was a good match. It was a hard, two big meaty men slapping man meat match. Basically,
yeah.
Big E would have loved it.
Tucker, that was my first time seeing Tucker perform in person. I'd never seen him perform before. So
smooth, man. He's smooth. He's so good. Yeah.
For a, I know he's not a tall man, but he's a fucking huge monster of a man. Like, and he can,
he's a tank.
He's a tank. Like,
he's so good. He is so good in the ring, and he's so. Again, he's one of them that flies under the radar. Like he was with NXT UK for a little while, but like I just think so many people don't even know him, or as you said, Jerry, you haven't seen him. That was your first
I
time
knew he was, but that's the first time get it.
Like
never been.
He's so underutilized, I think, in this country. He's so good. It's good to see him getting a couple of runs now with RCW and Fight Factory also, and he's good. I think I'd love to see Joe use him a bit more in OTT. I think he could do a lot there.
100%. Like Tucker, I watched him in NXT UK, but like, do you know when you see someone they're good, but you're kind of like, you kind of look over them, you kind of just look through them, like you don't really care too much. Once I kind of started to see him in Irish wrestling and like see him up close, it was like, what? It's like when I first saw Will Ospreay live for the first time, immediately your opinion changes. Tucker is so good, so smooth in the ring. This match was a great show of it. I'm super excited to see Steve versus Tucker 2 wherever it goes from here and now. And if Myla Grace continues to get involved, who does Steve get in his side? Who's there's plenty of people he's got. Raven Creepy, one of them. Could we see a bit of a mixed tag match there?
Why not?
So I think after that, oh, sorry, we did go on break. Oh, sorry, Liz, go on.
No, you're grand now. Just I'm back. Right? I did enjoy this match, but it would be remiss of me to say that something was off. That's just my opinion. I felt something was off. And the only reason it is because, like, firstly, I was so happy to see that, like, we haven't seen Steve wrestle in Cork as regularly as we used to, but Steve was super over in Cork. It was like he got the loudest pop of the night without question. It was actually crazy, and I'm so happy for him, because it can't be easy to mingle back in the circles again and like see if you're still hot or not. And he was, and I was so happy for him. But there was something missing for me in this match. The match itself was great. The physicality of it was great and everything, but I felt like I was watching two different stories. I felt with Steve, I got the wrestling and I got the crowd interaction and I got the, he's down, he's up, he's down, he's up. With Tucker, I felt like I got all the moves, but was missing that element of it. I don't know how to explain it any more than that, but I just kind of felt like one was telling the story and the other was flying here, there, and everywhere. And then I just felt a little bit mismatched. So, and I think it must have been harder for Steve then because I felt like he wasn't getting anything to feed off. Do you know what I mean? Because after you feed off the crowd, but you got to feed off your opponent as well and just kind of judge it. So I felt if there was a little bit more maybe pandering to us from Tucker's side. Now, I've never seen Tucker wrestle before, my first time, so I've nothing to base it on previously. Yeah. Prior to this, before, right? I've nothing to compare it to before. But so I was just going off about what I saw, but I felt he could have gave Steve a little bit more to kind of work with because he's, from what we've seen with him, he's someone who, you have to give your opponent something to pander with, to kind of work with. And I kind of felt that was missing a little bit. So, which is good for Steve because Steve had to work harder. Do you know what I mean? To get the message of what the story they're trying to tell to get across. The first time I actually felt something was clicking was at the end when they turned. Yeah. And then it was like, right, okay, now I get it.
Just let the lads know, like they both of them were faced the match. There wasn't until Myla Grace kicked Steve in the balls, and then Tucker decided.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just there was no face antics from Tucker with the crowd to kind of, there was
That's a weird one.
There was a show of respect for Tucker, for Steve at the end from Tucker before the turn, but I just need
this was Tucker's first match in Cork, was it, or in RCW?
No. He was at the last tag match.
Okay. Tucker's I've seen Tucker work face and heel, and he's, in my opinion, he's very much better as a heel than he is a face. I think he works it a lot better. Naturally for me, like looking at that, when I saw that come up, I was like, oh geez, this has like match of the night contender written on it. And then straight away I was like, okay, Steve is the baby face and Tucker's the heel, and that's what I thought was going to be portrayed. But yeah,
that would have lifted it to the next one for me, Colin, because when Tucker came out, just his whole look and the smug face, I was convinced straight away this is heel and Steve's going to go over massive. But it was difficult then because I don't think there was a need for the whole face match, because I felt that he was uncomfortable doing the whole face thing, and then to have the turn at the end, I don't think there was a need to it. He could have been heel through the match and then still, had the segment.
Sounds like the match was played into just that last little bit there.
Yeah, because like at the last show that he did, he was a face. He was tagging with Matt Skyler. So I get that he had to appear as a face on this in order to establish the turn. And not only that, like, you are like, Myla Grace is now there and she's a heel. We've predominantly seen her as a babyface on most shows around the country. So this is not new territory for Tucker, but it definitely is for her. But having the two of them together, this could actually be really good for them.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see where it goes.
I can't recall them working together before either. Can you, Foxy?
No, I think they've probably done like little small shows like around the country, but it would always be as a babyface.
Yeah.
So
and look, they've got a great story that they can do there. Like, I'm pretty sure last show was Tucker's first one, and like the pop he got was unbelievable. And then for Steve to come out and get a bigger pop than that, like instantly right there, you've got a bit of jealousy that you could play into there. So what they do next there, I'm all eyes for. Like,
there's a lot of history still there with Steve, isn't there? Like, and the fans obviously remember Steve. Steve was their boy. On that big title push. So I think it's good to see that the fans are still remembering that and are still behind them. In the new promotion, new venue, and that he still has that crowd behind him. It's he was fucking red hot.
Like, in fairness, like, okay, they've had this match where like it's been babyface versus babyface. Now that you have an established heel and an established babyface, now they can have the proper match that we thought it was going to be. And hopefully, like, if they can deliver on it, like, should be really fucking good.
Yeah. There's a grudge there as well now.
Yeah, you have something you can kind of sink your teeth into.
Yeah.
So it's all on not only creative, but it's on them as well.
Yeah. It's hard for the fans as well. Like, I find watching a face versus face match, you want as a fan that you boo. You want to not be able to boo someone and cheer for someone. It's hard when it's
an incredibly difficult match to do. Yeah. Not only to watch as a fan, but for a performer to be actually able to do and to do it right, where both people come out, not like demeaning one for the sake of putting someone over, but like both get elevated. It's very, very difficult to do that. Whereas like face and heel, it's easy to establish heel, face, and you can have your back and forward and someone can come out on top. But both can get elevated at the same time. So
it's something that they're going to need now, because with one rivalry starting, we had one rivalry end in probably the match of the night, and I'm interested to see what Jerry and Liz say now. It was the grudge match, the rubber match. It was 1-1, and they needed a winner. Reardon O'Connor, Raven Creed, last wrestler standing. Let's see what you guys thought of that one.
Yeah, that was my match of the night. You know, it was
so
wicked.
good.
It was because it was last man standing. It went everywhere and everywhere.
Yeah, the paramedic winced.
Yeah, the paramedic.
He was wincing.
He was watching this with fucking
his
eyes
eyes
fixed
were
on it. He was waiting for someone to get busted
Yeah.
open. There was a lot of spots in this where somebody could have
really
bled, not from any foreign objects, but actually there's a lot of.
I saw a few highlights online, and I was the same. I was wincing at a few of these, kind of going, "Oh shit!"
They literally going into this match, they were like, "Somebody's going to die," kind of thing. Attitude, and
to be fair, they'd have to.
They really sold it like
the last one.
Yeah, they really sold it. They wanted somebody to die. Like it was so. Yeah, it was such a great story.
I just want to point out as well, for people that saw the airplane spin with the ladder online, that slap there's no justice to how loud that slap was.
Oh man,
in person, it was bang, and you were like, "Oh my god, his shit killed him."
It was like, when people are, you ever see people doing, the skips with two ropes, and somebody's into the middle of it. So she was spinning around, and he was like dodging out of the way, and it was like he was trying to jump in and get her, and when he jumped in, it just smacked.
Slap! It was so loud.
Yeah,
so loud.
Yeah,
but this match was something else. It really, really was. It had everything that you'd ever want in a Raven Creed and Reardon O'Connor match, to be honest with you, However, this was probably my one gripe over this whole show was the interference again. There was further interference again, and I was just like, it was kind of like, we'll have to actually count up how many matches had interference.
Yeah.
Or had some kind of a shenanigan, and that was such a shame. Because is this over now, or are we going another round with them?
I would say another round, because they going by the highlights that I've seen, you can't just finish it on that.
Yeah. But we just don't want to flog a dead horse either. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, which is it's really annoying, because you could have had the match end clean, whether it's Reardon or Raven over, and then stuff happen.
Yeah.
Then you can move on. But to have it happen at the cost of the match, it kind of demeans it, and therefore, right now we have to run it back.
It's what should set up the rubber match rather than the end of the rubber match. Yeah.
Well, if things are going the way they are, and Reardon's going to be in the X Division title match, then do they put Raven into that as way of continuing the story, or is she going to be aligned with Steve Savage in the future?
Only time will tell with that.
Yeah.
I do agree. Chris Connolly getting involved and helping. Exactly. Getting involved, helping Reardon. It was like you had the match 100%. I feel like I brought it down to like a 95 in terms of have the crowd. But I still, hands down, like Foxy said, they had to top the last one. They did a good first match, an amazing second match, and just topped with that last wrestler standing. That right there to me is rivalry of the year cemented. Just loved Reardon Raven's story. My only gripe, I'll say, with the whole rivalry, I felt like they could have pushed this to the next show. I feel like we needed that story that, when you're getting to that big build of the final match, you needed that build in there to get to it. It was announced, I think, 2 or 3 days before the actual show. Whereas I would have preferred a segment on the card to build to that big massive match. So that was my only, in terms of the whole rivalry, it was my only thing, which I was like, okay, didn't like this part.
That also comes down to booking. That comes down to the booker to be like, right, I shouldn't hotshot this, but I know this is a good rivalry. People are into it, so I'll do a segment, or I'll do a video package that'll play during the show or something.
Yeah.
But by hot-shotting it and then second-guessing it by having the interference, that means that there's no... I don't think there's much thought put into it. They're kind of just hoping that, like, right, things will work out down the line. Let's just get through today.
Okay.
So, but time will tell with that one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't think they'll have another match. I know that interference, but their line seem to be aligning Reardon with
Chris Connolly.
Conley, so Raven may want her revenge on him more than Reardon.
It's gonna be a heater. Like, she's gonna have to get through Conley to get to him again.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like, it's a story that's been done and it works, but like, first of all, you need to establish him. Yeah. Then you have to build a story of her chasing after him. Like, it can't happen like in the next show.
No.
Has he had a match in RCW, Chris Conley?
Yeah.
I think he was in a
tag
but
not
team.
he was in a tag, yeah.
Was it a tag? Was it?
In big man shit, yeah.
And then I think the last time we saw them before this show, he attacked Galacini.
Yes. Yeah,
was that a hook to the feeling, I think?
Yeah.
And then, so in singles, no, I think this was the first time we've seen him singles doing anything to go right back into a tag.
Hard Knocks.
Yeah, we talked about Hard Knocks as well. Destroying Robbie Mack in my favorite moment.
Yeah.
And then obviously the last one, it was Chris Mercer, is that his name?
Francis
Mercer. Yeah, Chris Mercer.
Yeah. Having his ways with him. So if they go with that type of route, I'm excited for it. Like, I've loved this rivalry so far. But as we said, only time will tell. And maybe after the next show, maybe the Rebel X Division title could be involved. Only time will tell.
Absolutely.
But we had our intermission at that point, and I believe was the next match the tag team title?
Bearded Beauties and PB&J.
As well, I've forgotten to mention after the second match, Mr. Luke Barry was on his own for that Rebel X Division title match, but then was joined by two guys who, I don't know, I'm getting okay with them, but Galacini and Axel, the Step Hermanos, came out and were on commentary. Galacini, he's still pushing and shoving, so like, I'll see how I am with him. But they definitely had the rise in this match. It was the RCW tag team title match, the Bearded Beauties versus PB&J. I love this match. Justy he's so fucking funny. He's so fucking funny.
Genius.
There was one point in the someone has shouted over. I don't know if you guys heard it. Did you hear the guy shouting over about the closed fist?
Yeah.
That's a closed fist, Red. He just turns out, man, there's going to be plenty more of that to come.
Yeah.
You know, the rock, paper, scissors to see who was going to start off was just brilliant. You know, I thought the match was it was a great comedy match, a great kind of serious match with the lads trying to get the tag titles. And I really, really, really enjoyed Butch Armstrong's I forgot the word I was going to say. His performance in the match. I really, really enjoyed Butch in that match.
Yeah.
He was down for most of the match, waiting for the hot tag for JDP. PB&J isolated him for most of the match.
Yeah.
I hope JDP's okay, because during the match,
oh my god,
he went over the top rope and almost tombstoned himself.
He completely missed the apron. He completely. I literally was there. I saw like exactly what happened. Did the clothesline, completely missed the apron, but luckily, I don't know how he managed to like put himself over. He actually landed like on there. But like fair fucks to the lads to go over straight away. Like, are you all right?
Yeah, it didn't look nice.
Yeah.
No, it was a nasty fight. You could hear it like that. But all the people saw, everyone just went, "Oh, you know!" Everyone knew shit.
Besides that, though, it was a great match. The lads, you know, PB&J, Justy and Phil, like, you know how long they've been in the game, like, so they know how to play up the crowd, and they, you know, even though they came in as faces, they played the heels in the match. So, you know, but they just played Justy and Phil in the match at the same time. So had they laugh at them, they were just fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Butch stood out in this match. I think Martin's bang on. Butch stood out in this match, definitely. His work as a singles performer has elevated his tag game 100%. It really has.
100%. Like, I know for most of the match, like he was very much on the defense, but like I don't know, I really really enjoyed seeing Butch like get his moments. I'd also like to point out Justy did maybe 10 moves maximum that match. he let Phil do everything.
Have you seen a Justy match before?
I know, yeah, but like help your partner out. He's
sorry,
you.
no, props to Justy, but I always give him shit. Like every time I see him, I'm like, "You bumping today?" You know, like it's just this running thing that I've always said to him, like that. Like I just take the piss that he doesn't bump. But yeah, no, any Justy match, to be fair, you always walk away remembering Justy. He's just that character. He's that. Whether he's a face or a heel, you're always going to be laughing. He's going to pop you in some way, shape, or form. So entertaining, and it's so fluid, and he's just so naturally gifted with like not just his wrestling but his mouth. He's witty. You know, he just like off the top of his head, he's just so witty. Like in the moment, he's brilliant.
I don't. Did you guys hear the fan like shouting about like a hole or something like that? And
I'll be in your ring. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, get them in the ring. I'll be in your ring.
Get in the ring. They were chanting, "Get in the ring." He was like, "I get in your ring," and everyone just went,
"What?"
Yeah, that's another one of the things that you get with Justy is like sometimes he just doesn't think about things before he says them.
he went for it. Then he like you see in his eyes the split second of, wait. Never mind. Ignore I said that.
Sorry, I have to say this one. I wasn't there. I've just been told this story. And I'm sure you won't mind. It was a bit of fun, like and the fella that was there, Channing Doherty. He's a good lad. We get a good laugh out of it. But at NXG, it was like I can't remember who it was. Someone it was what was he going with? Colin? Is that his name that he's gone by? Young lad trains with Fight Factory. He was after having his first match, and people were giving him an ovation and stuff.
Colin Pro.
Yeah. I think he's using Colin is the gimmick now. But he's like, oh, it's good to see everybody on their feet, giving him a standing ovation, except for this lad over here, the fella in the wheelchair. But again, that's that Justy moment, and again, Shannon's a good lad, and he got a good laugh out of it as well. But yeah, brilliant. It just those little Justy moments.
That's why I'm like, I know RCW did it once. I'd love to have him back on commentary because even then, listen to that show he did. Like, if he'd just say the stupidest things, and you'd be going, What? You go back and just listen to what he's saying. Like, did you just say that? But I think we went from one tag match to another next. It was so RCW tag team debuts of the Celtic Bulldogs being Con Kelly and CBL versus More Money, More Problems, Gene Money, J Money, and Debbie Keitel. More Money, More Problem had the best entrance in my opinion right now. That was such a good entrance.
Ridiculous.
Really, really good. Really good.
Ridiculous.
And I love the way that Gene Money and J Money just play off each other. Just this like goofy but serious like tag team. Like I love the two of them are kind of playing about, and Debbie's the kind of person to like snapping back the lads. There's a job to be done.
Yeah, oh my God. You just didn't know what to expect because they are both such huge characters, you know, and Debbie always brings so much as well. So you're like, there's three very big personalities here. How are they going to marry this together like perfectly? But they just bounced off each other, and it was just like, it was comedy gold. Hilarious. It was just so good of it. It was absolutely just hilarious. Comedy gold.
At one stage, Con's doing this dog character where he's barking, but Gene Money, the big bad dog.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So they were just starting barking at each other halfway through the match.
It was like just Flair and Lethal, wasn't it?
I loved it before though. He like, Jay Money was like, I'll deal with the other guy. You do all the dog work. He's like, I'm not a fucking dog. Con starts barking, turns around, fucking right into a barking fucking fight.
Brilliant. It was like, hey, other dog, fuck you. That was like the two of them in the ring. It was so funny. Like, oh my God. But you know what? So happy for Con. Delighted to see Con wrestling in RCW, or just
anywhere.
Just to kind of see him heading a new direction, like and he's really started to look the part as well. He's just like unbelievable how far he's come. So was so happy for him. Like, so big up for Con.
And big up Gene Money's ass as well.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That was the wedgie that ended all wedgies.
He had a wedgie at the end of the
match.
Both
it was horrific.
Cheeks were on show. His cheeks went right up and he was trying to get out of the ring and it ended up flipping. And his leg got caught in the top in the middle rope and he was hanging upside down and he couldn't get out. And the wedgie just got bigger and bigger and bigger. It's fucking brilliant. And he meant to do it on purpose. What I heard at the end of the show, he did it on purpose just for the laugh.
Oh my God, it was just
pure Gene Money. Like,
fella loves getting his arse out.
He's fucking hilarious.
Maybe every show I'm at, the fella has his arse out.
I got hit with one of his nipple tapes one day in the face. I'll never forget it. I was and then I threw it at the behind me who did not appreciate it at all.
There was a free the nip chant.
Yeah, free the nip. I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, straight in the face. Oh, yeah.
Of course there was.
But no, that was definitely like probably the tag title match was fun, but like that match just was so fun with all the fucking elements of Con Kelly, barking at Gene Money, barking at fucking Debbie. I like then you like the somewhat seriousness of CBL. Like when he's there barking at Debbie, he's like, "What are you doing? Come on, like we've got a job to do." So big up. I can't wait to see both tag teams in RCW again, and then. Joe, I mean, with you guys being more close to Cork wrestling and stuff like that, I'll let you announce what happened after that. Then,
for the announcement for the
announcement,
yeah. So Luke was announced. Surprisingly, he didn't know anything about it, which is strange because I thought him and Billy tell each other everything. But Luke was inducted into the Cork Wrestling Hall of Fame. After that match, if anybody doesn't know what it is, it was started last year.
Yeah.
After Christ, what was his name? What did I say his name was again?
Corey.
Say again?
Corey.
Sorry.
Corey, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Corey was inducted last year at the first RCW show. So this year was, I think it's this week is a 1 year anniversary of the first show. So. Luke got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and there's no Hall of Fame ring, even though I asked Luke to make sure he got a ring off him or something.
Yeah.
Get a ring made up with a Cork Wrestling Hall of Fame or something put onto it. But it was a nice touch. It was Luke, literally, I was sitting near to there from him when he was in commentary and I looked around and he literally had no idea that he was getting inducted. So big ups to Luke.
Yeah, I love him.
I love as well. Actually, we spoke to Luke after the show and did an interview with him. And he was saying like he wants his ring bigger than the WWE Hall of Fame rings. He wants a proper like massive ring so he can show it off everywhere he goes.
God,
don't take that out of context.
Yeah.
Don't be a Justy.
Don't take that.
Justy be at you.
Go on the Auntie Nellie's and get a big fucking candy ring.
What were they? Those pop ring things.
Yeah.
They were huge. Yeah. And everyone else real diamond. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, love. Thanks, million.
But then obviously that was soon interrupted by Jay Steins and Big Rab.
Oh, fuck those guys.
Who came out.
Yeah, Gangland hit Cork up.
As soon as I seen that come up, I was like, oh, Jesus, not here. Please, God. Came out and started shouting and demanding things at Billy. And for some reason, the saviors of Cork this time were the Step Hermanos, who stepped in.
Yes, go on, Step Hermanos.
Stepped in and said, you know what, if you guys are going to disrespect Cork wrestling, disrespect Billy, let's have a match. And that they did. A tremendous match, but obviously, you know what you get in a Step Hermanos match.
20 or 30 seconds of
it. Yeah. Simple chicken roll, 1, 2, 3. Step Hermanos get the win. I was happy. I think it was the second time the Step Hermanos have been down in RCW. So, look, I'm happy to see the two lads, getting seen more everywhere. Axel more than Galaccini. We're still working on that. We're working on that. So,
Two Limerick natives. They deserve to be everywhere.
Absolutely.
You know, I've said this. Liz fucking hates them as well. Like she's in your boat, Martin. Like I don't know what her problem is with them, but yeah, I love the lads. They should be everywhere. I want to see them everywhere. Like straight out of Limerick. Like no Spanish at all in them.
Munster
Perfect
boys.
English.
Two Munster boys representing Munster.
Yeah.
I don't know where Axel Jarrett's got his name from. Must be some mad Limerick dialect or something.
He's not from Limerick. He is not. He tells everyone he's from Limerick.
From Limerick.
I
can't remember the place he said. He told me where he's from. He told me the road and all that he grew up on. I can't remember it, but like he told me he's from Limerick. He showed me pictures. He has pictures as a kid in Limerick.
It's never that sunny in Limerick.
He played hurling and all.
Always sunny in Limerick.
That man didn't know what a chicken roll was. Like he's not from Limerick. He is not from Limerick.
Won the match with the chicken roll. That's exactly what it is.
I by the way, I love that finisher. It's hilarious. Yeah. But we head in then to, I believe it's main event time. I think that was everything. Robbie X taking on Owen Richards for the RCW World Title, a match requested by Owen Richards. And straight away we were told, right, so there's a VIP area with tables and stuff for the VIPs. They were told, get them tables out of there because anything could happen. And anything did. You two kind of had a bit of a closer look at the match, so I'll get your opinions on it there.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know what? Like, there's no doubt Robbie X is an absolute workhorse, and he is just gifted. It's frightening. It's you're just watching him, and you just don't know where to look next because he's just like he's like a leaping gymnast. He's just everywhere, do you know. And even with that, it's not that it's hard to get over sometimes, do you know what I mean? But it can be, do you know, if you're kind of new enough to the scene, it's hard to get over. 20 seconds by, Robbie X was over. 20 fucking seconds that man was over, and everybody in that building was behind him. It was ridiculous. Like, you'd never see something change so faster in your life. But this was super entertaining, and I think he brought out some of the best in Owen Richards. Yeah. I think he really had to up his game for this match. What do you think, love?
Yeah, I agree with you there. Robbie totally fucking within seconds had the crowd in the palm of his hands. They started off so fast, and people just, like I said earlier in the show, like there was people here who weren't wrestling fans, or Cork wrestling fans who may never seen Robbie X perform, may never been to an OTT show, or had seen anything about him, so they were blown away by him. Yeah. And even the couple that were sitting behind us, she was kind of blown away by him as well. But Owen Richards, Owen Richards definitely he stepped up his game massively as a single star. I think it can only get better.
Has to though, doesn't he? Like he's in that position now that it's fucking sink or swim now. Like there's no trying in that position. It's you do it, or you're not going to be there for too long. He's been given the ball. He's been given a massive opportunity, and I'm excited to see what he does there. But I
hope he does it all over the country, not just. I hope he gets a chance in Fight Factory, or if he ends up in Hard Knocks, or if he gets a chance in OTT outside of the Saviors to prove himself. But this being Cork and the Saviors being in the house,
it's a typical Saviors ending.
What happens at the end?
I'll say it to this because I felt the way Liz felt for Anita Vaughan's match when Anita was out there the whole time, but she wasn't doing anything other than roaring and screaming and stuff. But once the match kind of ended with Andy Steele coming out and getting involved and distraction leading to the big finish, that's when I was like, oh no, because Owen Richards did it all on his own the last show and was really impressive. Won the title on his own. It was super impressive. So I was looking forward to that, just standing on his own. He's his own tagline. He's the savior of Cork. I thought, okay, that's going to be his time to shine. And then to have that type of ending, that's the point I was like, okay, I'm a little disappointed now because I was really expecting to just cement him as the savior of Cork there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too soon to be protecting him as a heel champ. It's too soon. It's too soon for interferences. It's too soon for shenanigans. He's a brand, like, this is his first kind of big real solo run, I suppose, on the Irish wrestling. It's too soon for that. That should be when he's established himself and he's like, I don't have to do this shitty work anymore, lads, sort that out for me. That's a little bit further down the line, in my opinion. And secondly, I knew from before the bell went that Andy Steele was coming in. I knew, because Anita we'd seen Andy Steele already earlier in the night, and only Anita came out to the ring with Owen. So I knew, we all did, we knew what was going to say, like, I suppose those who were like following or whatever knew what was going to happen. So I was just waiting for it to happen, which did take my attention away from the match a little bit, because I was kind of like watching for what point it was going to come out. And so it was sad because you kind of knew what was going to happen, which, look, it is what it is. But that said, the match itself up to that point of the shenanigans was really, really good.
Yeah,
so was Andy didn't have a match that night?
No.
Okay, so they gave it away in the Anita Vaughan match.
Yeah.
That's silly. Don't have him involved in the Anita Vaughan match. Then, like, yeah, it's. I think probably going back to what Foxy was saying earlier, I think that there needs to be a thought process there, and they need to be looking at the card as a whole show, and like, where can we slot these in? I think that's 4 interferences now that you said as well on a.
It's 3 interferences and a heel turn.
Right, yeah, like, one is okay, 2 at a push, and then you're kind of going, okay, is it a bit too much now?
Well, it was kind of, you would say it was probably the 3 biggest matches on the card: the Dani Luna debut in Irish wrestling, the last match in the Reardon Raven saga, and then the world title match. So like, 3 biggest matches all ended with controversy.
Like, for that, like, so you could have gone one of 2 ways with that. So either you could have had Anita go over clean or dirty, depends, but no interference. That way you're not sacrificing your surprise for later. And have Andy interfere later on. Or you could just actually have Andy interfere in the Anita match, but this is a match where they walk out with him. He sends them back. He needs to prove that he actually can hold his title, regardless as a face or a heel, that he can do it himself.
Yeah.
That way you establish him as your new champion, going against a big challenge, and then later on, like what Liz said, later down the line, after a few defenses, that's when he can start relying more on them coming out.
Yeah.
Right, you need to protect me. We need to keep this in the faction. We need to protect this. Like, this is part of our, like, all that shenanigans. So could have gone either way, but definitely a thought process should have been thought out for that. I think you're sacrificing a potential surprise by giving away early. But it's not fair as well when you're purposely trying to test the waters with a new person as in that role. Like, you don't sully it by, like, having, like, oh yeah, we'll just do a fuck finish.
Yeah.
No, you need to actually, like, they need to sink or swim.
Yeah, like, if you've been to that dance before a few times, you can do it. Like if Sammy D, let's say, so Sammy's climbed him out, and he's been multiple champion in different promotions. Like, you can put a belt on Sammy now and do that straight away, because he's been there, he's done it with Owen Richards now. Yeah, he needs to again be established before anything happens, and yeah, it does kind of take it away. Again, it probably. Let's call it a learning curve, or hopefully they can see or look at it and say, oh, maybe we should have done this and this and this, and iron out those creases then for the future shows. And again, they're probably catering to it, as we said, a more casual audience on the night, where we're looking at it a bit more analytically as a prolonged thing from the last show to this show to the next, so yeah, it's I think they definitely need to be looking at things a bit closer.
Because, like, regardless whether it's for casual audiences or not, like, you're still like work under the assumption no one has seen you. So therefore, like you have to establish yourself with each appearance. When you've established yourself, that's when you can start bringing in other elements.
Yeah.
So like this, like even with a few casual fans there that have never seen wrestling, like it just cheapens it. Like it cheapens everything really. And I'm sorry to say, but like it does actually like it shows you miles apart in terms of like forward thinking for like long term. So I'm interested to see can they bounce back from it and with like actually recoup where they've messed up, but I don't know.
I think we all saw the announcement for the next show. Yes. If someone wants to give the reveal, but I think I'll take a punt and say that we're probably going to see the same finish at the next show.
Yeah, well, it's Eric Young as well. He's put the challenge out there, Eric Young, for a title match at the next show in December. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's a big like fair play to them getting someone like Eric Young in. Yeah. It's a big name to get in and brings a lot of notoriety to your promotion. And again, having Robbie on that show again against Fabio. Yeah. Definitely bringing in some big names and trying to put a stamp on a couple of things. Yeah, I'll be there for that show hopefully. I know Jerry and Liz will, Martin I'm sure will take the trip down and Foxy's to get back to me whether he's going to be coming on the long road to Cork with me.
Doris is on that card as well. Gene Money's coming back, so they'll be back together. And Sam is also announced for that show. So you know, there's going to be a massive show. It's obviously a Christmas show as well. So they're always fun events as well. So you never know what will happen. Oh, sorry, Martina's also advertised for that show as long as she's still manager.
As well, like with this being a Christmas show in Cork, Jerry's going to bring one present for everyone in the audience. So look forward to that.
I am.
Can I get one?
Yeah. Okay. I will. I will. I'll bring one present for everyone in the audience.
Just give Sam to everybody. Here
you go. Irish Wrestling Entertainment beer mat.
Yeah, let's put them everywhere.
A tub of Quality Street. There you go.
Yeah. That's what you do. And it'll come back and there'll be all the coconut ones in the car.
Except the purple ones. I'm keeping them for myself.
Wow. So yeah.
So that was RCW. We have a lot coming up, like we said, besides RCW show in December, we have a lot of shows coming up in Ireland before the end of the year.
Right.
This Friday coming, when this show goes out, it'll be tomorrow, Friday. This show will go out on Thursday. So Friday for Fight Factory. Colin?
It's double header for Fight Factory in a couple of senses. So they have their friends themed is what they're going with for the next one. What are we on? 34, episode 34, I think.
33, I think it is.
Is it 33?
And 34, it's in the 230.
Yeah, I'd lose track on the episodes, but it's the one with the tournament. So a tournament will be taking place over the course of 2 shows. One in November this Friday and one in December, which is the 9th. RCW are running the 8th, aren't they? Yeah. They're running the 9th, which will be their first Saturday. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. There's already been a few names announced. Scoop. I think did I see something that Debbie had announced herself into it? I can't even remember the other names. I literally only seen it just before we started recording. So
Tucker, Andy Steele, and Debbie, and Scoop. There's the 4 names.
Yeah, so a few good potential matchups there. But also Fight Factory are doing a double header in another sense. They're doing this Friday, and then they also have an all ages show in Kildare. It's in Kildare town, so if anybody's around for that one, I think you said that you're hoping to have this out on Friday, so hopefully people are watching this and tomorrow and get out to Kildare and to see some good wrestling. It's more non-canon, but we'll have a lot of the same people from the show for an all ages type show. I'm hoping to make that. I think we're going to make a day of it, hit up Kildare Village, which is going to cost me a fucking fortune because Kelly's going to want to go shopping. So that'll be fun times. But yeah, a lot happening in Fight Factory towards the end of the year. So I don't know. I think we always speculate RCW and Fight Factory are kind of working hand in hand. If there's people over for the Fight Factory show, will they be on the RCW show, vice versa? So we know the few names that are announced for that RCW show, which will be taking place on the Friday. Will we potentially see some of them in Fight Factory on the Saturday? More than likely. So yeah.
Robbie X has been advertised, isn't he? For
CBL, yeah. But then we also, I think you were saying that Eric Young is back out to Europe somewhere. So
I'm not sure if he's going to be there or not.
I'm not sure if we'd be expected him. But then there's also still the Reese and Jean will be around as well. So they might pop up at Fight Factory at some stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, loads to come with Fight Factory. We have Hard Knocks coming up on the 26th. Unmatched.
Yeah.
Which I don't have a fucking clue what's going to happen on that one. That's a bit of a wild one.
And I quote, "For one night only, allies will become enemies. Bitter rivals must work together, and friendships will be tested." So that's all I want to know. I don't want to know anymore. That's enough for me. That will have me tuning into the next episode of that soap opera if that were on the telly. I'd be like, oh, Jesus, something's going to happen. Turn off everything, close the curtains, 8 o'clock we have to watch.
Martin and Gallicini are going to team up.
Yes. I was going to make a joke. I was going to say somehow, some way I end up with Gallicini, or at least give me Gallicini
hang on a
against
second.
Axel.
Hang on, I'm just going to ring Steve here and just.
Yes. One second. I'm just gonna make sure that Leonard knows I'm not available that day.
Leonard.
Oh,
I can't wait for this. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this is going to play out.
Something that they actually came out with was we're not going to know any of the matches prior.
Yeah.
Which is it's very interesting, very intriguing. I love stuff like this. Like I'm as you probably know, I've said it a few times. Like I hate knowing a full card going into a show. Like I hate knowing the whole card every match. I love a few surprises cropping up at any show. So very intriguing that we're not going to get to know the matches. We will know the competitors and a couple of the teams that it sounds to me that we're going to have a strange bedfellows type thing. Like but yeah, very, very intriguing, different concept. Looking forward to that.
Yeah. Tickets are on sale for that now as well, so make sure and get them because these shows keep selling out. Each show, the show, after the show, they're all selling out, and it's just becoming so popular. It's very, very different in Hard Knocks. It's just they've just got something great going on.
Could you imagine Danny Cross and Steve Savage in a tag team?
Ooh.
Holy Jesus.
It could happen.
Oh, Jesus.
It literally could happen.
Oh.
Like, after what we saw at the last match, you could end up with a team of Robbie Mack and Reardon O'Connor. You know, as I said, enemies become allies.
This is it.
Oh, my God.
You won't know.
Yeah, can't wait.
Me and Liz might actually team up for a change and stop bickering.
Bicker on.
I tell you now, Colin, that's not fucking happening, mate.
Who knows? You might see me and Raven.
Your arse on the mesa.
Oh yeah, Foxy's going to be there as well. Foxy, who are you teaming with? Foxy knows something.
Foxy, you were
always in the know.
He is, isn't he? And to be fair, Foxy, I mean, like, you were having a bit of trouble there with Francis Mercer for a while. You were, so I mean, like, are you like in bed now or what?
Ooh,
no, you sure? Okay.
I don't know. It seemed like there was still something there the last show, but it seemed like maybe things going the right way. I think, look, just put you two in a team, hug it out, and all will be fine.
Exactly. Look, just split the properties, split the cars, and let's just move forward amicably.
As for OTT, we don't have a fucking clue what's going on. To be fair,
joining us, Anna.
to be fair to Joe and OTT, they're coming off the back of a fucking hectic few weeks. The anniversary show, they've been in Milan. They were in Milan this past Saturday. They did announce a Belfast show at the last Belfast show, the anniversary show, which they said will be the 17th of December. And they said that we'll be back on the 17th. So I know that Joe had announced the 17th previously. He sent out a list at the start of the year or the middle of the year for these expected dates. Now, obviously, they're always subject to change. The 17th was on it for Belfast. The 16th was on it for Dublin. Presumably, we're going to get that 16th. The 25th of November was also on it, but we're 19 days as of recording now away from that. I'm gonna hazard a guess that we're not going to hear anything about that show, and that show is probably going to be missed at this stage. So December is probably what we're looking at next, and those Christmas shows are usually a blast. So I love the OTT Christmas show. So.
At the anniversary show that Martina and Debbie were going to rematch in December.
In December. Yeah. So, again, we have potentially two shows, one in Dublin, one in Belfast. So that's probably not to be missed.
Do we have the results for Milan? Do we know what happened in Milan?
Oh, sorry, we do. I did get sent the results. There's a lot of people I do not know, to be quite frank. But two big happenings. So unfortunately, our friend Desem lost his GN championship to Josh, bittersweet Josh. He was regained the GN championship. Now, what that means, does that mean that Josh is the champion? Does it mean that BDE is the champion? I don't know. Genuinely don't know. But in what I think was the main event of the night, Trent Seven defending his NLW championship against Renzo Rose. Renzo got his flowers in Italy and is our new NLW champion.
Yeah.
So that's massive for Renzo. So props to Renzo. Does that mean that him and Sam are the NLW champion, or how does that work? No, I'm only joking.
What's yours is mine, but mine's me own. There's definitely a dose of that.
But again, it was only a matter of time before we see Renzo picking up gold on OTT.
Yep.
First Italian NLW champion. That lineage goes back a long, long way. Even back to the AWR days. And there's never been an Italian champ, so we do have our first Italian NLW champion. And so long, Trent. He can go now, and people won't be bothered that he's fucking off with a belt this time.
But
I know, in fairness to Trent, like he's put up a good show on there recently as well. So it was good while it lasted. Just Joe, please don't give him a belt again.
It was terrible. I was actually talking to somebody the other day about Danny Jay, and like what would be next. I was like, get the tag titles off him, but Joe needs to make another belt above the GN title. I forgot the NLW title existed.
That's what happens when Trent has belts, Martin. Like I was missing for a while.
I completely forgot it was a thing.
Did you? I know that you're relatively new to the Irish wrestling scene. Did you know about the tag titles? The tag titles that went missing for like 3 years. Now, in fairness, a year of that was COVID, right? So let's forgive a year here. But the tag titles were gone for a long time before COVID, due to NXT UK and other commitments.
So was it held by Mustache Mountain?
It was indeed.
Yeah,
it was indeed. And I think there was a multitude of planned matches that had to be scrapped and cancelled and changed and moved. And
we need to bring back the 30-day rule. We need to bring it back. 30 days, if you haven't shown up, it's vacated. We need to bring that back into wrestling.
There you go. Martin has spoken, lads. Pay heat.
If it doesn't work out, you can all hate me.
There you go.
One last,
God damn it.
One last promotion as well to touch on. NLW have two shows currently on sale.
Yeah.
They have their Christmas show, which is taking place the 23rd of December. I think it's a midweek show. I think it's a Tuesday or a Thursday or something. That Christmas show last year was a hoot. So if anyone's around, get your tickets for that. That is selling well, and the last couple of shows of that did sell out as well. So that one with the kids off school and stuff is probably going to sell out relatively soon. So don't miss out on that one.
There's no big matches announced for that, is there?
I don't know, Jerry. You're gonna have to remind me, are you?
I just somebody making his debut. I think he's called what? Royal Knox or something, is it?
Justin, is there?
No, it's Dustin. Dustin.
No.
Clearly, it's not relevant, so I think just move on.
No, just move on. Who gives a shit anyway? Fucker, I just don't really care. Like, they're probably going to get his ass beat anyway. So,
What are you doing that day, Foxy?
Any plan,
Foxy?
Me? Don't know.
Justin!
Can you believe it? Foxy, what are you up to?
Foxy's gonna miss Christmas.
He is.
I got a nice gear.
Just in his ring.
I have nice gear made for her, so like so should be fun.
So excited to see that. Not going to be fab.
So
yeah, really excited to see Foxy Foxy have a match in NLW. It's such a great place to have a match as well. Like, you'll be able to have so much fun with that one.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, it's going to be fab, and Justy doesn't know what he's letting himself in for.
He's seen a Justy match before.
Justy doesn't take bumps.
He fucking definitely won't be in that match, and anyway.
He'll be taking all the bumps.
There you go. Give you a break, Foxy, for fuck's sake.
Hashtag Foxy Spots coming up.
Yes,
hey,
come on.
Foxy Spots. Can does your gear have a tail?
It does not have a tail.
I think it should have a tail. A nice silver one.
It wouldn't last long though, would it?
No.
Yeah, but still, like, I think you should play into it fully. I think you should absolutely.
It'd look a bit questionable, to be honest, if I had a tail on it.
There's kids there, love. We can't.
They'd be wondering, where the fuck is that tail coming from?
With a tail, fucking hell.
In a wrestling match, coming out of somebody's yaks.
That's why you tell your kid that some questions are best kept unanswered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. It's all the mystique. So.
It's a similar vein to my stadium gear.
Oh, so, excellent. Okay.
That's all I'll give you.
Okay.
Excellent.
That's
well, on air, anyway.
Love it.
Tracksuit Mafia.
Oh, well.
Foxy from the flats.
Don't be fooled by the rocks that he's got, I'm telling you.
Foxy from the block.
Little Foxy from the block.
Foxy from the block.
For fuck's sake.
He used to have a little, now he has a lot. No matter where he goes.
Foxy, you have to come out to that music now.
No,
I'm gonna get Jamie to play that. I don't care.
No.
God, it would be so good.
He'd refuse to come out. He would absolutely refuse to come out with that.
That's it. We'll have the video package behind you of you lying on the yacht in the bikini.
Hey, I don't get to come out to like music that I actually get to pick. Like, so that's why I'm looking forward to this.
Oh my god, definitely.
It'll be good. And they do have their first Impact show on sale as well, which is in January. So 2 shows up. He seems to be doing that now, getting a show ahead of himself when he's putting shows up. So it is a pretty hot ticket at the moment. NLW is going really well. So if you want to get to those shows, get ahead of it. So
it's not recorded, so therefore like you
have to be there to see
more incentive to actually get there and watch it.
Definitely.
One of these days we will get there.
We'll get there, yeah. Oh my god. So yeah.
No better time than December to come and see Foxy. I know it's Christmas week and all. I know that you guys do. We do mad traveling all around Ireland. So
I know. If you could move it a day or two, Foxy would appreciate it.
It's the one in January
too. Who knows if I'd be doing this in a year or two?
Go on, you will, because I tell you now, once you come out to that J-Lo tune, mate, you're going to just be so over and you'll be wanting to grow for years. And then you just have to, like, you know yourself. Yeah. It's just going to take off into the sky.
We'll see.
So now, how about that? Double whammy, double episode, 2-part, 2-tier, but always top tier. We've covered an awful lot over our 2-part special. But it just goes to show how much is happening on the Irish wrestling scene at the moment. It's we say this every time, it's such an exciting time to be a wrestling fan. You don't even have to look outside our country. It is all happening here. The talent we have is just far superior to the rest of the continent, and in fact a lot of the world as well. So exciting to watch them grow, exciting to watch them develop, exciting to see their characters grow, and excited to see what the new up-and-comers are going to learn from who were the new up-and-comers. It's just such a great time to be a fan. And I don't know about you, 2023 isn't over yet, but I'm already like, Christ almighty, how is 2024 going to top this? But I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be trying. So with that, we're going to say a massive thank you to everybody for tuning in. We love a little bit of interaction, so let us know. Of course, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let us know down below. Were you at any of the shows that we mentioned? Are you going to any of the shows that we were chatting about? Did you travel? Did you enjoy them? What were your favorite matches? Did you agree with what we were saying? Did you disagree? Maybe had a different view? Let us know. Are there other shows that you'd like us to cover? Pop the comments down below. We love to hear from you. Martin, tell us what's going on with 5 Marks.
So what we've got, I think 6 weeks or something like that left in the year. So we've got a few double episodes coming out over on our YouTube and stuff like that. A whole bunch of interviews from Hard Knocks have come out, RCW ones that we just did. So you can find all those on the 5 Marks podcast on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and 5 Marks Pod on X. But there's still plenty more interviews to have for the rest of the year. Still plenty more episodes. There's just not enough freaking time. I can't believe how fast this year is gone.
Yeah, frightening. Absolutely frightening. Foxy from the block, tell us what's going on.
So obviously, like, I have a match in December. I have I do my normal like YouTube stuff as well as like podcasts, and I've written a comic book. So
what?
Yeah.
Get out of the garden.
No fucking way.
Yeah. So myself and a friend of mine have collaborated and written a comic book. So it is
new character.
It is officially printed.
Waiting all year for this one.
Yes.
It will be launched hopefully on the 19th of this month.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Oh my God. You let us know straight away, Foxy. That needs to be everywhere. And we absolutely want to buy a copy of that. So you got to let us know. Unbelievable. How great is that?
So yeah, like,
almighty.
Like, I can't wait.
On the block you're not doing.
I try to dip my hand in different pies, as it were.
Is this?
I know, like, but now, like, worldwide rap star as well. I'm just like,
is this something that's been in the pipeline for a long time? Is this something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I've been working on it for well over a year.
Nice.
So just to finally take it from an idea to actually have it in my hand, like that's madness. Like, but I just we've planned out like at least 10 issues.
Nice.
If we can at least get to 3, we'll be very, very happy. Because it's an expensive endeavor, unfortunately.
Yeah, of course.
So we'll be relying so heavily on people's support.
Yeah.
Like through like Ko-fi or other stuff. Like more info will come when we do the launch on the 19th. But more info to come leading up to that.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Cannot wait to hear it. Cannot wait to hear about that. How exciting to see that a year long of hard work come to fruition. So yes, let us know everything before the launch on the 19th. We'll be absolutely dying to get our hands on a copy each year, and I'm sure the guys will as well. As on the whole whole Irish wrestling scene. Yeah, you're right. Everybody will, because everyone has such mad love and respect for Foxy. Speaking of the mad Irish wrestling scene, Colin, tell us what's happening. Have you loads to tell us?
No, fuck all. There's nothing coming up, nothing happening.
Foxy blew everything into the fucking water now with his fucking...
Yeah. I'm not writing a comic. Just put it out there.
Amazing. But we're probably going to see you in Cork soon, aren't we? And Limerick.
Yeah, I'll be everywhere where I can. Also working on a few projects in the background. Now we are after fucking reminding me about the end of year awards that I completely forgot about, so I need to get that motoring.
Wow.
So watch this space. I will be sending out surveys, fucking things so you can vote on different categories and stuff. So again, it's all fan voted.
Yep.
We all just put a vote in ourselves when we do it. We're only one of how many votes that go in. So there's no biasness. It's all completely legit, and whoever gets the most amount of votes is the winner. And there was a few contentious decisions last year, and a few people giving out to me about, oh, why did this person get it? Because that's who most people voted for. That's exactly how it was done. May not have been my choice, but it's
those are the
only
results.
fair way to do it.
None of my picks won last year, so there you go.
Yeah, just goes to show. But do you know what? How great is it to be able to acknowledge and have such a huge pool of talent to choose from?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's going to be a tough one this year.
It's going to be so tough this year. I mean, that is not the worst thing in the world. It'd be worse if we were scraping the barrel and just for the sake of it. But yeah, fantastic. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for this bumper edition on the Irish Wrestling Podcast. You, of course, can find us on all social media platforms. As mentioned on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll have lots more coming up in the future. And of course, we are on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. And we are on, of course, Instagram and Facebook, all at Irish Wrestling 8. And go over to TikTok and join the millions and millions of views that are there already. From myself, being sensational Queen Lizzie. From himself, being Booker G 5 times. From Foxy from the block, Niall Fox down in the corner there as well. We have, of course, a massive thank you as well to Martin from the 5 Marks podcast. And, of course, the backbone of the Irish wrestling community is Colin up as well. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. And we shall see you on the next episode. Bye for now.
Bye.